In today's episode, we're diving into the world of marketing contacts, how you can manage them more effectively, what they are, some serious pain problems that I've seen with them over the years since they've been rolled out. And I'm going to give you a featured feature demo on a really cool dashboard and how to manage unsubscribes, that is, and hard bounces. Welcome to HubSpot Mentors. My name is Tasha. I'm joined by not Solution Seeker Semi, but the marvelous, magical Moby.
Wow, like, what am I doing here? Am I in the wrong podcast? I just finished recording Inbound Buzz. No, Tasha, it's a real pleasure to be here. I'm not as Solution Seeker, whatever nickname you gave Semi, but I do have a bit of beard. So, and I do know a little bit. So maybe not as much as Semi, but hopefully I can add
Make
some value.
that a snippet. That was in love. Semi, did you hear what he just said? Yeah, okay, cool, fair enough. I must agree though.
It's a pretty good beard. Yeah.
Okay. All right, enough about your beard. But yeah, it's awesome to have you here, Mobs. It feels like old times. Like I said, we're going to talk about managing your marketing contacts in HubSpot. This is a huge issue I see with almost every one of our clients. I mean, firstly, sometimes clients get to us and they're like, what is a marketing contact? And it's like, oh, wow. Okay. So there's an education piece. And then I've got more come to me and say, I'm almost at my tier. I don't know what to do. And I've got too many of them.
They're really reactive.
Yeah, really reactive. And I mean, that's probably where we're most experienced because fortunately, most clients have been quite reactive to this. And then also they don't realize the cost that it takes. Like the subscription cost to have more marketing contacts, but then also the cost to get like an agency to help you manage that and be on top of it.
And we love HubSpot. It's the best in class out there, but we still live in a capitalist world. They're never going to tell you, hey, there are easy ways to reduce your cost of the money that you pay us by reducing your marketing contacts.
Yeah.
They will turn on defaults for you. So what I love about your topic today, Tash, is you're right, because people come reactively to you. Oh, we've just flipped over the tier. Whereas I think what you're going to talk about is like proactive ways to avoid that from happening, which is really cool.
Yeah, staying on top of it. Before I do want to share a really quick scenario that I actually seen time and time again. And that is these clients, they get onboarded onto HubSpot, not with me, obviously, because this would have been avoided, but they get onboarded onto HubSpot. They, think things are running smoothly, doing the job, they're generating the leads, but they don't actually realize that every single source of lead generation, like a form, an ad, another form somewhere else, email extension over here, are adding towards their marketing contact limit.
And why is that bad? Why is that bad, Tash?
Well, I mean, not every single person from every single source needs to be a marketing contact straight away.
I mean, and everyone gets spam, right?
Everyone gets spam.
So like we get probably 50 spam emails a month. Yep. Other businesses aren't too different. They would be added to marketing contacts.
So they're coming in organically straight away as marketing contacts. Then you've got that natural kind of just, I still haven't found that word that I was looking for, but there's a natural decline, I guess, or churn in your database of unsubscribes, hard bounces, that type of thing. And if you're, unfortunately, which I kind of feel is a little bit unethical, and this is, again, to my story, I've seen this a few times, HubSpot doesn't automatically tag those people as non-marketing. But you can't email them. You're legally not allowed to email them because they've unsubscribed or they've hard bounced. Those are just the hard and fast rules of a HubSpot system.
That I hate. We did a podcast episode once, the problems with HubSpot, and that was the one that I got to be excited about. Where it's like, if they unsub, HubSpot could so easily make them non-marketing.
Yeah.
Right? But anyway, I'll contain myself, but it's a problem, right?
It is a problem.
So when you told me, Tash, I remember months ago, I was shocked. I'm like, wait. Are you saying if someone unsubs, I have to mark them as non-marketing?
Yeah.
Even though I couldn't market to them if I tried?
Yeah.
That just blew my mind.
And then there's other gotchas, which I don't want to get too tactical, but I mean like to actually tag people as marketing or non-marketing, you can technically only do it through lists, views, or workflows. Now, if you're again, not to be too tactical, but if you're a tactician in HubSpot doing something on a contact, you can't just easily say, oh, this contact, Moby Siddiq, needs to be marketing or non-marketing. They make it just that little bit extra harder.
Like what? No, I'm sorry. I'm joking. I could talk about it all day. Yeah.
Just to kind of summarize this like story, right? I had this client multiple times. Everything's going well. They think it's all good. Then they start getting slammed with these notifications. You're at 90%. You're at 95%. You're at 98%. You've just ticked over to your next contact tier. And
just out of curiosity, depending on marketing or enterprise, like what could that next tier be? Like, is it $500 worth different, $200?
It might be, I think depending on the subscription level, it'll be minimum $50 USD per month.
Yeah, okay.
Unless you're enterprise and it's $10 USD per month. But it also depends on the volume of the contacts that it's going up.
Yeah, and adds up a lot.
Right? So it can start to add up. I mean, look, they're fairly somewhat generous when you first get the account. But if you're not on top of it, you will quickly have these costs that you didn't realize that you were going to have, which we know how tight things can be, right? We don't want to be paying for contacts that we're not emailing. So unfortunately, once you go up to that next level, you're stuck there. HubSpot aren't too forgiving with you not being more diligent with your database. So what we've had to do with clients is roll out a better way of handling their contacts. And I mean, that's what I want to take you guys through today. Alrighty. I mean, we've really kind of already talked about these pain points, I guess, if you will. So if you're not managing your marketing contacts, you're going to get charged more. You will get notified. You get quite a few notifications, I must say, and the little red banner comes down, but you're going to have to pay more. I mean, we've already talked about unsubscribes and hard bounces and how I think it's slightly unethical that they don't automatically tag them. No, but it's they don't, right? You send an email, someone unsubscribes.
You have to pay for them.
You still have to pay for them unless you have a system in place that tags them as non-marketing. So in the featured feature, I walk you through how to set that up. It's pretty straightforward, believe it or not. Then you've got your hard bounces. Again, in the featured feature, I talk a bit more tactically because hard bounces can have reasons. I mean, like inbox full, unknown receiver, data, email invalid. Depending on the hard bounce reason, if you want to get quite technical, you can, if then branch it out somewhere else.
Yep.
But in my featured feature, I share that for people that are just getting started, just if it's hard bounced, just do it non-marketing because there's a chance the emails are dud. There's more of a chance the emails are dud. Yep. Again, don't pay for them. This doesn't mean you can't still one-to-one sales email them. You can still one-to-one sales email someone if they're non-marketing. We're just talking about your marketing, email, EDMs, newsletters, batches.
That's right.
And then finally, I feel like a lot of contacts don't know how powerful users don't know how powerful lists are in HubSpot. And you get 1,000 of them, at least with the pro levels you do. And the lists and the fields that HubSpot give us, if you're savvy enough, you can pull really good engagement lists of your database. So let's say you've managed your marketing contacts of unsubs and hard bounces. And now you're like, okay, well, I do actually have a lot of marketing contacts. How can I cut them a little bit more or just get a better, healthier, more engaged database? Well, there's a whole bunch of engagement fields or properties that you can use, like clicks in marketing engagement emails. And you can use quite a few different triggers or filters to create a really healthy list. And then you say, this is my marketing email list that I'm going to be sending my emails to.
Yeah, nice.
Again, people aren't using it properly. In terms of what it costs, so depending on your subscription level, you do come with an out-of-box amount. Just FYI, Starter gets 1,000, Pro 2,000, Enterprise 10,000, and then you pay for the additional, right? So if you're on Starter, you get the 2,000 additional. It's $50 USD, and it kind of it's that model there, right?
$50 USD per
2,000.
Okay,
so you get bumped up quite a bit. You're like, okay, cool, I got another 2,000, but I mean, depending on how many ads you've got running, how many people you've got inboxes connected, how many emails you're sending, all those events start to create more contacts, integrations.
And people don't have lists, like you said, to validate later whether they need to be there.
Exactly. Yep. If you've got integrations connected, like a ERP, a Xero, any of those things, and they're sending contacts in as well, and you haven't turned off the setting, don't bring these people in as marketing, that could be your whole database brought into HubSpot, turned into marketing. You don't even realize, right? So it's little things like that quickly add up, and then you start to pay more and more. And then, of course, anything with HubSpot, you can get those scaling discounts, quote unquote, right? The more you grow. So the more your database grows and the more you buy, you can get discounts on those marketing contacts as you need more and more.
So for Pro, for additional 5,000, you have to pay $50.
Yeah, US per month for an additional.
For Enterprise, is that only $10 for 10,000?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Well, I mean,
but at that level, they've got hundreds of thousands of contacts.
And Marketing Hub Enterprise is significantly higher than Marketing
That's
Hub Pro,
right. You're paying, okay.
So you pay a lot less, and it's interesting, right? I see how they've done it. Nonetheless, I think it's just to wrap up before I take you into the featured feature. There are things that you guys can be doing now to make sure your database is healthy and clean and without any extra cost. So just a routine cleanup. I know it sounds crazy, but data integrity, the quality of your data is super important. Whether that's automated notifications, lists, reports, workflows, which I'm going to feature shortly, those are the things that are going to help you stay on top of the hygiene of your database. I mentioned before using engagement segmentation. So again, if you just do a little bit of researching or you just spend a little bit of time on all of those properties that HubSpot has available for you when you create lists, you will be probably quite surprised about how many engagement fields there are that you can leverage to segment your database. And then you can determine whether or not a contact is quote unquote worthy of being in your emailable is a word, yeah? Oh, well, it is now.
Yeah.
Emailable database. There's another tip here, which, I mean, you know, when you scroll to the bottom of an email and you click on subscription types, like manage subscription preferences,
yep.
You know, I don't think people use that well. That's another way that you can just be on top of your database segmentation. Like, do you have the people that just want to receive your event information or just your newsletters or just your product information? So keep in mind that's another way. I mean, this is in order of priority. Clean up first, engagement segmentation, leverage your subscription management, and then finally, if you are an Ops Hub Pro listener and user, there is a data quality feature which will like 1000% help this process. I mean, you just click it and it takes you to a page and it shows you should consider cleaning this up.
Wow.
So it does all the things we just talked about, but automatically for you.
Yeah, it might have been nice out of box, but
I mean, but it's $1,000, right? They can make a lot of money off that. Anything else, Mo, before we jump into the feature?
I think I do think one thing that's easy to go over really fast is that point you made around subscription management is really important, because like we're talking about in the context of cleaning your database clean, but like you say, people don't use it properly, and what they do is they are forcing their customers or database to unsubscribe from everything.
Everything, yeah.
And now you don't have bite at that cherry anymore. So you might just want to unsubscribe from events, right? Say you do events, and then you've got the newsletter, and then you've got this and that and that. And people aren't going to, maybe very, very rarely, say, oh, can you not unsubscribe me from that, but leave me for that? They're like,
very rare.
I'm done with this. I don't want that anymore. So, and like, for instance, if we sell to a CEO, but we work with their marketing person, that CEO might not want our newsletters and our events and our but we still want to connect with that CEO.
Yeah.
So you're right. I think the subscription management, you actually lose the ability to market to people that you really need to as well.
Yeah. And so often I go into portals and it's the default settings.
Yeah.
And it's like they haven't even touched it, even though it's
so then it's unsubbed from everything.
Yeah, it's unsubbed from everything. Or they don't at least give it a try to try and, cast widen that cast net, I think is a good term there, as I'm trying to say. All right, well, with
cast that net wide.
Cast that net. Emailable. I'm learning words. Anyway, let's jump into my featured feature. Here we go. Alrighty, in this quick demo, I'm going to take you through how you can manage your marketing contacts in HubSpot. Now, there are two things that I'll do in every single portal. The first thing, as soon as I get in, to help them manage their marketing contacts, the first one is actually creating a dashboard. And the dashboard comes directly out of HubSpot's templates here. So navigate over to dashboard and you can scroll down until you find marketing contacts. This is the one here. So learn which sources are producing more marketing contacts. There's 10 default dashboards in here, which I think some are better than others, but I mean, take them all because you can delete them later. Keep them called as marketing contact. You can configure the settings as you need. And then literally, boom, there, your marketing contacts dashboard is created in a matter of like 3 clicks, right? So here's our marketing contacts dashboard. I like to, just reduce the size of widgets just to make it a little bit easier to see more in one go. And then what this dashboard will become over time is your bread and butter to how to manage your marketing contacts overall, right? You might want to eventually put custom reports in here, but for the most part, this is a really valuable dashboard that comes directly out of the HubSpot dashboard templates that you should be using straight away. The other thing that I do, and this is a big one, every time a contact unsubscribes or hard bounces from your emails, you technically cannot send them an email again, right? You're not allowed to. They've said, I don't want to hear from you anymore, or their email is invalid for the very many hard bounce reasons there are. So what we need to be doing is making sure that these contacts are being automatically tagged as non-marketing and not sitting up in our database as a marketing contact, but we can't even email them and wasting money, right? Over time, this will waste you money. So make sure this workflow gets put into place as soon as possible in your portal to ensure that you're not wasting money on marketing contacts anymore. So we're going to click create workflow. We're going to go from scratch. It's a contact-based workflow. We're going to keep it as blank. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to enroll the contact based off of two different filters, right? The first filter is going to be a contact property, and we're going to say unsubscribed from all email is equal to true. Then we're going to add another or group, and we're going to search contact properties again, and we're going to look for hard bounce reason. Email hard bounce reason. Now, if you wanted to, you can go down the path of is any of those options that are there. For 90% of my clients, I say, don't worry about that right now. Just say if hard bounce reason is known. I mean, there are scenarios where, depending on the hard bounce reason, you can manually unbounce them, or you can request HubSpot support to unbounce particular contacts. But for the most of my clients that are just getting started in HubSpot, I would recommend doing it like this until you have more confidence in how to handle marketing contacts. You're then going to save that enrollment, and that's all you're going to do there, right? Unsubscribe or hard bounced. The only action we need in this workflow is to set them as a non-marketing contact. Now, you can just search for the action, and I'm looking for set marketing contact status, which sits under the marketing category. So set marketing contact status, the enrolled contact, set to non-marketing, save, give your workflow a good name. Now, I'm anal with my workflow names, so I'm going to write SYS because that means it's a system workflow and it's moving data around. And I'm going to say set unsubs, because I like to shorten things, and hard bounce contacts to non-marketing. Now, I have been playing around a lot with this AI generating description for workflows. I mean, for the most part, that's pretty spot on. So let's use it, save. Then I'm going to review and publish. Yes, enroll contacts who meet this criteria soon. There is no unenrollment option. I mean, you could have a re-enrollment option if you wanted to. I guess there's no harm in that. Next, 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 turn on. And boom. That's how I make sure that unsubscribes and hard bounces are not getting counted towards your contacts marketing, your portal's marketing contact limits. Now, the final thing that is worth noting that you should be aware of is that marketing contacts reset on the 3rd, I believe it is, of every new month, right? So if you are tagging someone as a non-marketing contact today, the 2nd of May, they will go into that bucket of they're a marketing contact until the next update, which is going to be the 3rd of June, which means we can't, we technically, if they've unsubscribed or hard bounced, you can't email them anyway, but they're going to sit in that list of these contacts are being turned into non-marketing contacts next month, right? So it's probably worth also, pro tip here, having another contact list where you have those people, the people that are turning into non-marketing contacts next month, putting those people on an exclusion or a suppression on your workflows that might be sending automatic emails or any EDMs or newsletters that you're sending, for the month that is. These are just a few of the tips that I've used for all of my clients over the years to help them handle marketing and non-marketing contacts. There is a bunch more. I'd love to hear if anyone else has got any others. But for now, that is all, and happy HubSpotting.
Well, thanks for that, Tash. Really awesome video, really, really practical. I love how you kind of break down all the steps there. Any final recap? I think you pretty much did a good job there. Any final recap before we wrap it up?
I think it's just, Mobs, if anyone's listening and you've been struggling with managing your marketing contacts, you're trying to figure out how to automate things and use workflows, like head over to our website, reach out. We've got, special HubSpot coaching / consulting blocks that we can share so that you can get either on the phone with myself or one of our other HubSpot specialists here, and we can just give you this guidance and experience. It's been over 10 years of us dealing with these things, it is bread and butter for us. So
I love the subtle sell. Do you always sell like this when I'm not here?
100%. Yeah, at the end of the episodes, it's like call to action, buy from us now. No, I mean, like, you get a shit ton of value from these episodes anyway. But if you want more, like, pay us, we'll give you way more value.
Love it.
Head over.
Thanks for being, it was awesome to be here, Tash. Glad to join you.
Thanks, Moby. It was fun.